We are still in pumpkin season, so let's treat ourselves with this pumpkin cream cold brew. And we're going to use Starbucks as the comparison, so go ahead and get your coffee game on. So I'm going to make my own homemade cold brew, and while my coffee beans would not be ground by the store or by an actual coffee grinder, what I'm going to do is use the pulse setting on my Vitamix to get a pretty granulated kind of texture for the coffee. You don't want to go fine with it. You can look up what a French press grind looks like, kind of like what I'm going to show you, but that's what we want to do. But the best grind from my research is that if you can just have a barista or the store where you buy your coffee grains from to grind it for you. Now there's so many ratios you can pick to make the actual cold brew. Some people choose 1:1, 1:2, 1:5. I'm doing 1:8. I'm not gonna go that strong. I'm pretty sensitive when it comes to caffeine, so let's not play with that, let's not abuse that. So if you know your tolerance, well, you know what to do. If you want it super strong, of course the strongest one would be a 1:1 ratio, but you can just start down the middle, maybe like a 1:6 kind of ratio, 1 pot coffee, 6 pots water, and just see what you like and adjust next time. So just add the water in there, mix it up, and then just let this steep or brew overnight in the fridge. Now while that's brewing, let's take a look at how to make a quick pumpkin sauce. So you're gonna need some water and sugar. You're gonna whisk that really well and then heat this mixture until it's steaming slightly and the sugar has completely dissolved. Then you go ahead and add your pureed pumpkins and mix that up as well. Let that simmer up and then add in your condensed milk. Just mix that all up again, and then comes in our pumpkin spice. I made this one homemade. You can check out the recipe for that and everything else in this recipe down below. Add a splash or two of vanilla extract, and after 2 to 3 more minutes of gentle steaming, that should be ready. Just set that aside in a jar or something and let that cool down. So the coffee here is ready. So what you want to do is filter out the actual coffee grains, coffee beans from the actual coffee we just created. So sieve, cheesecloth and a large bowl, and then just pour and process all of that through. Make sure to squeeze the last bits from that cheesecloth before you toss that away. And these would not be great stored in mason jars in your fridge for whenever you want fresh homemade cold brew. Keep in mind though, it's only going to last in your fridge for about 7 days. Next comes the pumpkin cream cold foam. Now for that you need some milk, then some heavy cream, and then a couple of tablespoons of that pumpkin sauce we just made earlier. Now you can adjust that based on how you want it to taste, but just get the whisk attachment on your mixer and then just start mixing away. You can do this if you want manually as well or with a hand mixer. Now you can see that as we keep mixing it, incorporating the air, and it starts to get fluffy, foamy, and while if it's going fast you may not be able to tell that it actually has become foamy, but within 45 seconds to about a minute, minute and a half, it should be at that right consistency. And if you're making this ahead of prepping this ahead of time, just refresh it for 30 seconds or so before you serve. Now I'm also going to add in some pumpkin spice, so add that in, give it another quick mix, and then set that aside as we take a look at the drink that we just got in from Starbucks. And we'll keep a look at that on the side as we assemble our own drink in my own cup. So here we have our pumpkin spice, our ice cubes, cold brew, the pumpkin sauce, and that awesome foam. So you're going to start by first filling up the pumpkin sauce at the bottom of the cup and then fill the glass about halfway with your cold brew. Then add in 3 to 4 ice cubes and then top it off with your foam. And then finally you have your sprinkling of pumpkin spice and your drink is absolutely ready. Now the hard parts, just getting your cold brew done ahead of time. Pumpkin sauce ahead of time, but just think about it. all these things just sitting in your fridge. You can have this whenever you want for just so cheap, and it was so delicious. And honestly, they both look the same, but the cool thing about making it at home is you can control how that coffee tastes. You can get your favorite beans. And if you liked this cold brew drink, then check out my chocolate cream cold brew drink as well, because that's really good as well. I'll see you in the next one.